and always fix some gravy. They like milk gravy or water gravy. And then make homemade biscuits, and then we always make a cornbread and salad, and iced tea, coffee, and Kool-Aid, stuff like that. And I guess that's about all.
I felt like a small boy at his mother's knee. It brought back memories of my childhood, another kitchen from another time.
And I imagine you know what these are, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Ground beans. That reminds me, we gotta pick some onions too. Oh, now you wanted that piece. That's how come I dropped it.
That was my piece.
He's starving. Let's hurry up and take it all. Got it? Yeah. Just away from the fire. Right here, be all right. Well, he'd make a good Indian, wouldn't he? He sure would. You're a part Indian, aren't you? Yeah.
Meanwhile, west of the fire mound, another round of stickball is underway, and the players easily work up a big appetite. Chief Smith said the sticks used in the games haven't changed much over the years.
Well, they get the hickory and they whittle it out, and the way the shape so they can bend that in the spoon shape. And they drill a hole and put a net on there to hold the ball. Sometimes they use hot water to heat that wood so they can bend it the way they want to.
Women and children have the advantage. You see, the men have to use the sticks to pick up and throw the ball. But the women are allowed to use their hands, and they do use their hands. At last, the call to eat. But first, there's prayer, led by Chief Smith's brother, Junior. Thanks given to God for good health and good food, and most important, for direction given to the Keetoowah.
During that September meeting, well, we ask the guys to eat first, and then we have another table for the kids, and then us women eat last. We always try to get the men folks to eat first and the kids, and then we come last. Just as many as we can get on that big table.
Some eat here, near the table. Others will carry their food back to their family camps. And there might be one or two others who, away from the camera, will demonstrate a healthy appetite.
No, we didn't watch it. It was a shame to watch it. No, we don't watch people. But we can just imagine, though, how much they eat, because everything tasted so good when it's cooked on those two wood-burning cook stoves, and because you was hungry. Well, they say if you drop something, somebody's watching you, that they're hungry. So that's what happened. You was hungry.
Again and again, we watched as history lived right in front of us. For now, this is the center of the universe for the Keetoowahs, as it was hundreds of years ago in another place. Later, there are afternoon sermons. Tribal leaders will deliver their sermons in Cherokee, telling the people to follow the way of the Keetoowah, to walk the path set out for them by God, and warnings not to stray from their teachings, and finally, to love all mankind. When it is over, members respond. In our world, the response might be interpreted as Amen. Later that night, we would again go back in time to record part of the heritage of this tribe, the stomp dance and the smoking of the pipe. Meanwhile, we are again told of the mysterious artifacts, and we spend the rest of the daylight left to us wondering what tonight will bring. The last traces of sunlight are gone now. and the temperature begins to drop. Throughout the grounds, there are scattered pockets of families gathered near small fires for warmth. A quiet sense of anticipation can be felt throughout, as this fall moon provides the sort of glow that gives life to old dead trees late at night. Finally, the pipe is lit, and it's 1600 again. By clan, the others then file in to take 7 puffs on this old pipe. Finally, this portion of the ceremony is over. Now come prayers and sermons. Then a collection is taken, money to pay for some of today's food and to help those in need. Careful, detailed records of all financial transactions are maintained by Chief Smith. If necessary, he can provide any of those records from any portion of his term as chief. At this point, the chief and the elders and medicine men hold an informal business meeting. As of now, these sacred grounds are blessed. The Keetoowah have come together as called for in a belief handed down over many generations. The mood is immediately relaxed and light. They would tolerate our lights tonight as the call came for the first dance. Then the second call. The first dance is by invitation. Tribal officers, elders, medicine men, and clan heads are first called in.
The clan whoop is on the south side of the fire. Then you go round, next one will be what they call a bear. The third one will be deer. Fourth one is a war paint. And the fifth one is birds. And sixth one, which we call long hair, which represents lion. And the seventh one is Savannah, which I belong to.
Now, others may join the line, and some do. But as expected, the bright lights are not accepted all that well. Even so, they will eventually answer the other calls to dance. For now, a night of celebration, fellowship, and spiritual cleansing is underway. This drum is the only instrument. In fact, the Keetoowah bylaw states, it shall be forbidden to mix the fiddle dance with anything which is done for the Keetoowah purpose. Shackles are as traditional as the dance. Worn on the legs of women, they provide a strong rhythm.
They're made out of turtles. You get you a turtle, and you kill it, and then clean it out, and then drill holes in it after you get through cleaning it real good. And then you find certain kind of rocks. And then you put maybe a handful in each one, and then tie a string around it and hang it up in a dry place, and then you wait for them to get dry. And then it takes 13 for one shackle, 13 shells for one shackle. So you have to have 26 for a whole pair. Then you get an old boot top or some kind of leather, and then you put your turtle shells on there, run a wire through there to hold them on there. Then after you get 13 on there, well, you get a strip of leather, and then you put them around there to keep them in place so they won't rattle all the time.
During a later conversation at the Smith home, Eva Mae Smith talked with me about the shackles and how she was taught to make them.
I learned it from my mother. She used to make shackles a long time ago. She probably learned it from her parents.
And they are heavy. When you wear them, it's like wearing leg weights. In fact, a shuffle step is necessary to avoid tiring too quickly, especially during hot weather. This dance will continue until the early morning hours. There is no age barrier. In fact, you'd think the pace would be too demanding for the elderly, but each dance only seems to create a thirst for more.
Well, they always told us, if you anticipate, like playing ball, and then dance like that, well, that's where you get your energy. You don't get old like some people.